Time for our penultimate senior Rotax heat. It's Heat 5, Groups A and D. Here is your starting grid. Macaulay Bishop having slight dramas trying to get the car fired up in the dummy grid. He's due to start on pole position. Let's hope that he gets to the front there and start from where he should be. Jort van Wijk will be alongside on the front row. Luca Thiel and Vic Stevens, row 2. Boluet and Julian Sednica, row 3. Lucas Schlegel and Ralph van der Peyvert, row 4, with Camille Baloche and Pat Gubbles running at the top 10. Lawrence Herboz and Gregor Feigenspan, row 6. Alexander Lemercicre and Martin Herrera round out row 7. Mathis Carnijac and Rein van der Meer, row 8. Paul Hamburg and Dante Sima, row 9. Martin Geiskens and Mika van der Pavert round out the top 20 with Luca Brima. Then we've also got Sasha M and Rick Ewitz rounding out the grid. So for this one, another 10 minutes plus an additional lap of racing. So this is the first sort of full experience today, apart from morning warm-up and qualifying, where some of the senior drivers might have a little bit of a better handle in comparison with some of the opposition. So we will find out over the course of 10 minutes plus an additional lap what does transpire. Okay, the drivers are getting themselves set and ready. These drivers is the final heat out of 3 that will decide where they end up with the intermediate classification. So Bishop and Van Wijk on the front row of the grid. 23 drivers come out of turn number 12. Into the tram lines, revs rise. Lights are on, lights are out first time. Here we go. What's going to happen here? Well, Macaulay Bishop might not have been able to make it to the front end of the field, but everyone trying to scramble through turns 1, 2 and into 3. Some using the runoff. This could cause a little bit of calamity, but everyone at the moment manages to get through. So I'm not too sure if Macaulay Bishop did actually make it out. Oh, no, that is not what needed to happen. Someone decided to use the front bumper as a water plough coming into turn number 6, hit the grass, kicked up the standing water, and everyone is trying to fight for traction. They were 3 abreast. That never works coming out of going into turn 7. It sometimes works coming out of turn 7. And everyone, I think, has just literally, by the skin of their teeth, made it through. And this is not going to be a walk in the park. It's driving in the absolute torrential waterfall that's coming from up above, and you're having to cope with the spray hitting your visor. You're having to your peripheral vision is sometimes compromised. So you've got to make the best of it. Jort van Wijk is leading. Now, Macaulay Bishop is currently running P9. So he's ahead of Gregor Feigenspan. Boluet up to P3, not too far behind Vic Stevens in the 327, who rounds out the top 2 at the moment. 6.5 tenths of a second behind race leader Jort van Wijk. And again, drivers just getting a bit too desperate. Into turn 6 thinking, yeah, I can make that. They hit the brakes and then all of a sudden they find out the hard way that hitting the brakes hard does not necessarily mean you're going to stop at the same rate that you will do in the dry. So top 10 at the moment. Van Wyk, Stevens, Loet, Thiel, Schlegel, Sednica, Ralph van der Pavert, Baloch, Bishop and Feigenspan. Mika van der Pavert is all the way down in 21st. He's one position down from where he started earlier on in the race, which was just over 3.5 minutes ago. And that is another overtake for Macaulay Bishop, past Ralph van der Pavert, who is a lot happier with what he's racing in now. And it's always nice to see when someone's got that motivation. As now I'm not too sure what just happened there with Macaulay Bishop, but he bumped the curbs in turn 5. I've just been up with Mr. Swami. Have you ever raced in any series, Alex? Answer: no. But I do have an appreciation for the technical side of motorsport as much as the racing out on circuit. So to see what these drivers do, weekend in, weekend out. But I have actually driven a Sodi kart before, so around here, back in April of 2022. But concentrating on the racing action, Macaulay Bishop has just got past Julian Sednica, but the Austrian has got back through at turn 2. Bishop goes through. Oh, bit of a hip check between the pair. And there is Ralph van der Pavert. Oh, Macaulay Bishop just runs through the steeplechase water puddle through to on the inside of turn number 4. And he's looking over his right shoulder coming out of turn number 6. So Sednica was actually quite slow because in 317 is going to be out of the race. Oh, it's 3 from 3 for our Colombian representative. Well, for anyone that speaks Spanish, Madre de Dios for Martin Herrera right now. I feel sorry for Martin. I was hoping, you know, for some really, really good fights for the 317, but 3 races in a row, 3 races where it hasn't gone the Colombians' way. Of course, some of the other people that do race in motorsports that do represent Colombia include Tatiana Calderon, who competed at the Rotax 24 at Daytona last month. Again, just a lot of people just trying to keep the cart on the black stuff. The minute you go off, also from Colombia, Juan Pablo Montoya. You know, I was trying to remember, and now it finally came to me in a bit of an epiphany. But yeah, Julian Sednica having a little bit of a drama there. So Martin Herrera, 3 races in a row, and that is really, really unfortunate, but might have to fight in the superheat that he will be drawn in for tomorrow. Meantime, there's the 351 of Mathis Carnijac from France, battling with Julian Sednica. So 22 out of the, yeah, I know, Martin van der Sloys, you took a video of me going down the start-finish straight, which I posted to my social media, and I was full throttle, if anyone. I'll be completely honest with you, full throttle, boost applied, there we go. Full 24 kilowatts of power. Right, Jort van Wyk still leads with 3 minutes and 20 seconds still to go. Vic Stevens, Boloet, Luca Thiel, Luca Schlegel round out the top 5. And it looks like there's still a lot of positions that could... And now this is at the back end of the field. 388 was the cart I think I spotted there. Puck doubles. So coming up to just under 2.5 minutes to go. 22 drivers still running. Setnika now has dropped from starting 6th down to 8th. Macaulay Bishop running P6. Has got to find 1.6 seconds to try and close in on and pass Lukas Schlegel. We've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds still to go. And Bishop last time was nearly 0.4 of a second quicker. Schlegel did a 1 minute 14.583. Bishop a 1 minute 14.202. As there is the 310 Alexander Lemercier coming through. So we're coming down to the last minute and 20 seconds of this race, plus an additional lap. The spray is absolutely biblical. And Jort van Wijk still leading by the best part of just over 2.6 seconds. Boluet a further 1.2 behind. And there is Mathis Canejak still closing on. Julian Setnika is really finding it tough out there. Sometimes occasionally struggling with traction. And there goes Canejak through on the inside at turn 4, but unable to make it stick on the run through to 5. And Canejak trying to do the old sweep it out wide, and look at the run. Look at the run, but I don't think there's going to be the opportunity, or is there? Yes, there is. Canejak gets through at turn 7 by a whisker on the 330, but Setnika starts to fight back through 8. However, Canejak has enough confidence in the kart underneath to then get through. And then has pulled a couple of kart lengths away into turn number 10. So that has given the opportunity for Setnika. Well, Setnika's going to have to worry about what's going to happen now. But Jort van Wijk goes on to the penultimate lap with around 6 seconds to go. Vic Stevens, 3 seconds behind. Boluet now 1.1 seconds behind Vic Stevens. And was quicker by just under 1/10.5 of the race. Luca Thiel, Lukas Schlegel round out the top 5. So it all comes down to this. Timer has expired. So 22 drivers will hit the finish line after 9 laps. It has been a case of sink or swim. There's the 336 of Martin Geiskens battling away with Puck Gubbles in the 388. Nico van der Parvet has made it up to 17th position. But Puck Gubbles trying to not trip over the curbs. And just behind them is going to be Luca Brima, I believe. But next time around, we will get the last lap board. And we'll have 3 more races to go after this. But the top 10 covered by 16.9 seconds. And this driver has kept a calm head on his shoulders. And everyone else has had that sense of desperation that I was talking about a little bit earlier on. And Jort van Wijk has taken full advantage of the situation and has pulled away to a 3.3 second lead as the 333 from the Netherlands comes through Cafe Corner at turn 10. Look at how saturated the circuit is now. Plenty of standing water puddles, plus also the fact he's just managed to make the best of this situation. Jort van Wijk will take the win in the penultimate senior Rotax heat out of the final corner, and the 333 will come home across the line comfortably. There's your second place finisher, Vic Stevens. Rounding out the top 3, it's Boluet. Luca Thiel takes 4th. ahead of Macaulay Bishop, who manages to pip Luca Schlegel by 0.113 of a second. Ralph van der Pijvert, Mathis Canejacq, Julian Setnica and Lawrence Herboz round out the top 10. Puck Gubbles, Luca Brima, Martin Geiskens, Alexander Lemaire-Sicre, Paul Hamburg, Mika van der Pavert, Gregor Feigenspan, Dante Sima, Sasha Aim, Camille Baloche. Will have Rick Mewes running at the top 21 with Rein van der Meer set to complete the running order with Martin Herrera from Colombia unfortunately out on lap 3, but Jot van Wijk in difficult conditions manages to weather the storm and take the win.